This is one of the most overquoted and misunderstood Bible verses I think of pretty much of all time. It's put on bumper stickers, it's on cars, it's on laptops, it's on your Stanley cups, it's on your Yeti mugs, it's put everywhere. It's on t-shirts, hats. But this verse, though it is encouraging, I think it's oftentimes misunderstood to mean many different things. So let's get into the context. One of the most, if not the most important thing to understand while reading the Bible is this. Read everything in its proper context. Look, there's nothing wrong with having a Bible verse on your laptop, on your car, on your t-shirt, your hat, whatever. That's not a problem at all with that. But it does sometimes help misread or misunderstand verses when it's just plucked out of its context. So in order to read Bible passages correctly, you have to understand the culture in which it was written, who wrote it and who it was written for, and what happened before and after as well. You should never just cherry pick Bible verses, because that strips them away of any kind of meaning and intent from the authors. And also it leaves people to just imagine what the meanings are, and we see that in our world today. So let's not decide for ourselves what Bible passages mean. Let the Bible interpret the Bible. Let's read the verse. Philippians 4:13. It's, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. This verse is prayed at football games, it's prayed when they're betting on the lottery, it's just used all over the place. Or sometimes people just say it as an encouraging word, but what does that actually mean in context? Alright, the book of Philippians. The author of the book of Philippians is the Apostle Paul, also known as Saul in Acts. He's writing this letter to the church located in Philippi. And Philippi is actually the first church that he founded in Europe. So Paul wrote this letter to the church mostly as a thank you note, and he wanted to pass on some news and encouragement to their faith. The portion of the passage is towards the end of the letter, so let's just read that together. How I praise the Lord that you are concerned about me again. I know that you have always been concerned for me, but you didn't have the chance to help me. Not that I was ever in need, for I've learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Even so, you have done well to share with me in my present difficulty. When read in context, it changes the meaning drastically. Typically, when this verse is discussed, people think that God will bless me in whatever I do. But that's not what Paul's saying here. It's important to understand that Paul is saying in this verse that when we're facing hunger and need, we can face it because Christ gives us strength to carry on. He gives us the strength to keep going. He provides and sustains us. It's not a verse that can be used to endorse hedonism, which it often is, but it's for those facing hardship and persecution. It gives us hope because God's sovereignty brings comfort to the lost, to those adrift, lost at sea. His might brings us peace in the worst of storms. So remember this verse when facing the storms of life, that we can overcome because God is the overcomer. John 16:33. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. I hope this can bring new clarity and a new sense of peace with understanding this Bible verse. I'm never one to dismay and discourage people from quoting the Bible. It's just important that we know what this verse means, because actually, when you know the understanding of this verse, it's even more encouraging, because we can say no matter what we're going through, Christ gives us strength to endure. God is steadfast, and He fastens our feet. He makes our feet like the deer. So, whatever you're going through, I pray that God will strengthen you and He will encourage you and give you faith to face your hardship. So let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Have you misused this verse, or what are some other misused verses that you've seen people use? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Thanks so much, and I pray that God blesses you this week. God bless.